All right. So this is the Promise to Succeed podcast. I'm Roberto Williams. I'm always talking to real Jamaican real estate agents. And we're here getting their stories, breaking down their techniques, and just talking to these amazing experts. And today we are here with a real estate agent who is with specializing in math and science. He's pursuing his master's in project management. He's a great chess player, and he has a passion for volunteerism. So today we're actually here with Raylon Dennis, an agent over 1 year, who is also an educator by profession. Welcome, Raylon. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Most definitely. We are happy to have you today, Raylon. Happy to have you, and we're just gonna go ahead and actually get started. Jumping right in with our very favorite question that we always like to start with. How did you get started in the real estate industry? Did you get here?
Okay, well, I've always been watching the flips of houses on TV and online, and somebody suggested, why not do the real estate course? So I went online to the real estate board and checked out what the requirements were. And it was a summer away from school, so I had the downtime. So I went ahead, started the course, and it was a good learning process. So that's why I got started in it. By somebody suggesting. And also because I love to learn, so it was something extra to add to my mental capacity.
Oh, wonderful, man. Wonderful. So I see where you said, you have a passion for volunteerism. I mean, with what is going on in Jamaica with the Hurricane Melissa that just passed, destruction of our western end of a lot of the people's school, people are homeless and all of that. How important do you think that volunteering is in our country and in the world at large?
Oh, volunteerism is the most important, especially at this time, because the government just can't do everything. So some things is going to be dependent on us and our neighbors. So it's very, very important for us to help each other at this time, especially as a real estate agent. I can understand with persons losing their houses, their possessions. It really does hit us and everybody, the entire country at large.
Right. Exactly. So how are you volunteering now in the overall crisis?
Well, first of all, I want to sympathize and empathize with everybody who's going through a difficult time at this moment. Currently, I've done actual physical volunteering. I've helped persons push mud out of their house. I've cut branches that were blocking the roadway to free up traffic. I even volunteered with the Montego Bay New Testament Church to bring food supplies to persons that they catching all and West Street area. So it is something that comes naturally.
That's amazing, man. I mean, not a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people will donate, but not a lot of people actually get their hands in the work and get their hands dirty when it comes to volunteerism. So that's commendable, man. And thank you for doing that for our country.
Thank you.
In this most important time. Yeah. All right. So let's have a look at the real estate side. 1 second. Yeah. So you're still in your first year of being a real estate agent, or you've crossed that 1 year threshold? Still in first year or crossed that 1 year?
I've just crossed it September.
Awesome. So what was that 1 year threshold like for you? What was your first year like?
Whoa, it was a learning experience,
I can imagine.
Yes, one thing that's good to have as a real estate agent is support, or I should say a network, a good network of persons. So it just happens that couple months after I started, I got some suggestions or recommendations from persons that I knew. So that gave my first listing, or first couple of clients. So a couple months after starting, I didn't start off too bad at all. I actually got clients, I got recommendations. People were calling. I started getting used to a bit of marketing, more involved with social media, more informed with real estate laws, real estate farms, with other real estate companies. So it was a good learning experience. First year wasn't bad at all.
Awesome. And who would you say is like your biggest influence or influencer? Who influenced you the most in this year?
All right. For the first year, I'd have to say it would have to be my partner because she's the one who introduced me to real estate or suggested that I got into real estate.
Okay.
She's also the one who assisted me in getting my first client, my first listing.
Okay.
And she's also into marketing. So she encouraged posting using Canva, getting used to TikTok. In fact, it wasn't before real estate that I knew
Right.
using Instagram more. So that's my biggest support.
Things are gonna be a little bit frustrating because that's the natural path of learning. So what would you say was the most frustrating thing for you as a new real estate agent in your first year?
All right. I think one of the most frustrating things for me is as a real estate agent, it's when you do the work, when you show the listings, you take your time out, you keep showing, you fill out the forms, you sign the contract, and you're waiting for the deal to close, and then everything just falls through
Yeah.
without your control. And and sometimes you can't even blame the clients because they have very valid reasons.
Right. That's true. That's true. That's very frustrating, man. Very, very frustrating. I hear a lot of real estate agents talk about that, where they basically put in all of the work, months, not just like weeks of work, but months of work
More.
going down the line. The deal just doesn't close.
I'll
Very
give you,
frustrating.
I'll give you an example. There was this rental, and the client had signed all the forms, and we're pretty much ready to close. The only thing left was for her to get the rental agreement, and then she could do her deposit. So the property was pretty much hers, but everything was signed. And then she called back and said she no longer wants the rental property because her landlord had made provisions to improve her living condition. And you can't fault somebody for that. If where you have been
Right.
living before for years, landlord has made better arrangements for you to stay. These things happen.
Right.
Yeah, it does happen.
Right. That's true. That's true. You mentioned that your partner advises you to do some marketing and you have your accounts and stuff now. So how important do you think is marketing to a real estate agent?
So that's a very good question because when people think about real estate, people are thinking about selling houses, buying houses. But the most important thing is actually the marketing because people are not going to lift and buy with you if they don't know you. And
Right.
if they don't know that you sell real estate. So the first thing you have to do is your marketing, no matter how small. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You probably just need to even put out a picture. As a new realtor, even put out a flyer or a picture, or even a sentence that says, I am now a new real estate agent. Let
Right.
people know. People have to know. If they don't know, they cannot contact you
That's
for
true.
real estate. So that's the first thing, marketing. The houses will sell themselves, man, but you have to market. People have to know you and know what you have. So that's very important. Very, very important.
Have you ever had a month that was dry? And what did you do to kind of get that month going?
Yeah, we do have the dry months, but when you have those months, you have to increase your posting. And I've been told over that you have to be aggressive. You have to post every day. You have to keep posting. And sometimes when things dry up, it's because your marketing has somehow been reduced. So sometimes you have
That's true.
to be aware. And if you're part time and still have your 9 to 5, so sometimes you'll miss sometimes that you should be posting, and it really
True.
affects the amount of contacts you get or leads.
That's true. All right. All right. So do you have like a set routine or strategy that you kind of follow for your posting, your content and stuff? Is there like a posting schedule or a content type? Like what strategy do you like to use to keep yourself abreast and in the face of your clientele?
Well, what I do is I try to use a posting schedule. So try and post on the same time, at least 2 to 3 times a week. And that's when I have downtimes. I'd use Monday, Wednesdays, and also for my company, which is Gourzong, we have a one-on-one schedule with each client, each agent has a,
Okay.
a schedule with the admin. So they check up on what you post, when you post, and they try and do
Okay.
the same. the same day or the same dates, so it keeps on track. So, but I try to post at least twice a week, and when I'm posting, I post on all platforms available to me. So I'll do my WhatsApp, Facebook, and TikTok, and sometimes IG. IG is a bit special.
Okay. All right. And what's your follow-up system like? Like when you get somebody interested in like working with you, right? What's your follow-up system like that you use to kind of keep track of following up with them and all of that?
All right. I like to well, I normally schedule my stuff in notes. I use Samsung Notes. So I note the client, name of the client, what they're looking for, the dates, and then I try and get back to them as quickly as possible. And I pretty much work 24 hours, you know. So if somebody message me late and I can't find a listing, I'll find it.
Fair enough. Most definitely. Yeah. I mean, you know, whenever, as newer agents in the business, we definitely have to go twice as hard to basically, go above or and beyond for our clients and go above and beyond what the competitor is doing. So yeah, I subscribe to that 100%, really. Most definitely.
And funny enough, I've made a video. I haven't posted it as yet, but the video is entitled "Why You Should Work with a New Realtor," or why it is okay to work with a new realtor. And
Yes.
one of the reasons I posted or I mentioned is because that realtor is new and they don't have any business as yet. When they get your business, they're gonna focus on that solely because that's all they have. So they're gonna be asking questions, asking the right questions, talking to everybody, trying to make sure your business is okay because it's the only thing they have at the moment. So it is okay for persons to work with a new realtor. They'll get seasoned. Yeah, it's set up for
I
them to
like
get
that.
seasoned.
Yeah, they'll basically they'll get all of the attention of that
Yeah, man.
new
All of
realtor.
the attention. Because when I just started and got my one property, that was it. I was getting all the farms and I was going, that's focus on my one client.
Right, that's good. Versus if they're working with a larger agent, maybe some things might slip through the crack. Maybe another agent, maybe another client, sorry, is a little bit more urgent, and they have to put that down and, go towards that. I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you say separates a good agent from a great agent?
Good question. Some persons think that a good agent is the one that sells the most property. But I think that a good agent is the one that has great communication or the best communication and perhaps also the best marketing. But I believe communication is key.
Right.
So the ones who can communicate with their clients well readily and clearly, I think these make
Right.
the best agents.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Do you think every agent should have a team behind them though? Like, do you think agents should be going it alone or should they have like a team of persons behind them helping them to go? What's your thought on that?
All right. The truth is, no man is an island, so it works best if you have a team. If you're Superman, you could do it alone, but everybody have their area of strengths and weakness. As for some person, their area is marketing. They're just not good at the marketing and the social media. So it is good if you have a team. Some
Right.
persons cannot do or they're not used to good quality video and audio. It's just not their thing. So if you have a team for that to do this work, and even administratively filling out forms, some persons really hate filling out forms. So if you have
That's true.
a team for that, it works. And sometimes when you have the multiple listings, you can't respond to all the clients at once. So it's good to also have a team or assistant to work it. So if you have a team, it works out so much easier for you.
Most definitely. So, all right, let's build the dream team for Raylon. What would be the dream team for you if you were to build a team of persons to do specific tasks that you probably wouldn't want to do? What does your dream team look like?
All right. For my dream team, number one, I need a marketing specialist. Yeah, man, to get the good promos and edits out, and someone to do good quality videos and audio. Definitely would also be nice to have somebody administratively with paperwork and forms that
Okay.
saves some time. And a good part of the team is also a mentor, somebody who's been in the business before. Your mentor can be anybody, usually somebody more experienced.
Right.
Our company, they assign a mentor to you, or call it accountability partner.
Right.
And also every month the owner does meet with you every month to see what your progress is and how your marketing is going, how your listings are going. So I would say that's also part of the team, the mentor and also the owner.
Nice, nice. I like that. Most definitely. Yeah. I know that Gourzong definitely does a really great job in terms of building that team around their people. I know that you guys have really great trainings also. I think trainings are probably like Tuesdays and Thursdays.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. And then there's a monthly meeting, as you mentioned, and also accountability partnerships. So, yeah, man, you guys have a really great support system that surrounds you now. Yeah, most definitely. All right. All right. What would you say is your long-term vision in this real estate career? Where do you see yourself in 10, 20, 30 years in this career?
Wow, good question. Well, 10, 20 years down the line, I still see myself getting people their preferred or ideal property. I've seen or considered the option of um, a dealer, but I believe being an agent or a very good agent would suit me because I'm a people person. I like to see my clients walk them through. So in the future, I still to myself doing real estate, getting even better, probably being one of the top agents in Jamaica and perhaps internationally also. But
Yeah,
I'll keep doing it as long as I can. It's a
most
joy to see people get what they want or what they deserve.
definitely. Most definitely. So what would you say is your motivation for doing it? You mentioned that, it's a joy to see people get what they deserve. What's your motivation at the core of you for doing real estate?
I think it might go back to my passion for volunteering because for real estate it doesn't seem like a job really because
Right,
you're talking to people. They're telling you what they want. You're telling them what you have, what you can find for them. So it's a business, but it's more of a conversation. It's almost like a puzzle. If you have a buyer,
right.
you're trying to find. So you're digging through or sifting through to find what they need. And if you're working for the seller, you're also trying to get the best clients. For me, it's more about helping people. So I think that's where the passion is. So it's not about the selling or buying. It's the fact that you actually help people. And if you watch some real estate videos, you'll see the joy on the agent space when they hand over the keys. Yeah, so,
Most
so,
definitely.
so that's where it is. It's all about the help.
Most definitely. All right. So I have two more questions for you, and then we'll wrap up. I like to ask this question because it's very controversial, right? And what we do when we ask this question is we like to get some of the most outrageous answers. And then what we want to do is, we want to go ahead and see if we can create a sort of like a skit of the answers to then go ahead
Okay.
and put it out there. To your permission, of course. So what I want to know is what would you say is the strangest or weirdest or most outrageous thing that has happened to you as a real estate agent that other real estate agents may or may not find relatable to them? Do you have any of that? Any
Well, this I'm not sure if it happened to any other person. And I would use the word outrageous, but funny enough, I had a listing of a piece of land, a land which I listed, and funny enough, the
right?
owner, our seller was from overseas. He was from Canada, and then
Right.
eventually a purchaser came along and found a purchaser. And when the first purchaser was filling out his documents, it happens that he's also from Canada. So that's probably
Okay.
one of the most interesting things I've ever seen.
So basically the person selling property from Canada
Yeah,
and then the buyer is up purchasing property also from Canada and
also
they
from
don't
Canada,
know each.
not a Jamaican from Canada.
What a coincidence.
That's what I'm saying too. Strangest coincidence.
That might be more relatable than you think. Maybe a lot of other real estate agents have actually had that experience before, but that is definitely coincidental and definitely amazing to think that these two persons are in the same country and they're trying to achieve the same
The
goal,
same goal.
and they achieve the goal in another country while being in the same country. It's crazy.
Yeah,
You
especially
know?
for my first listing, it's pretty crazy.
It was your first listing
Yeah,
that happened.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's mind blowing. I bet that was mind blowing.
Yeah.
All right. So now, in closing, Raylon, to wrap up our podcast here, I want to ask you for next year, right, 2026, what is one thing that needs to happen for you to feel that you've won the year? What's one thing that you need to close out the year happening for you to feel like you've won?
Well, for me to feel like I've won, when you use the word I'm close over the year, so I think I feel like I've won if I've actually closed out a couple of deals and see the joy on people's faces when they exchange property. So I think that would be it when if I actually close a wonderful deal before the year for my clients.
Okay, most definitely, man. Most definitely. All right. Thank you so much for your time today, Raylan.
Yes,
Really
man.
appreciate you sharing and joining us here on the Promise to Succeed podcast. It has been a pleasure just, having a conversation with you to see your level of knowledge, as somebody who just passed the 1 year threshold. It's really amazing to see the level of knowledge that you've had, and just the way how you articulate and carry yourself. Really amazing. So, I'm sure that even the viewers who, are watching would have been impressed also like myself. So if they are impressed by you and they want to go ahead and do business with you, how would they go ahead and reach out to you? What are your socials and, how would they reach you?
All right. For my socials, it's my first and last name. It's Raylon, uh, Raylon Dennis,
Okay.
and that's the same on our platform, so it's easy to remember.
All platforms.
Yes, my
Okay.
contact will be 463-1382, and for my email, it's first and last name raylon.dennis@gmail.com.
Okay.
And also for TikTok, if they can't remember the name, I go by Raylon Reland Dennis, so that's probably easier to remember.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes, awesome.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome. Most definitely. Is there anything that you want to say to the viewers?
Right. For the viewers, I just want to say, well, thanks for watching first of all. And when it comes to selling or buying property, it's good to get a real estate agent, especially for sellers. I think that some reason why sellers don't use a real estate agent is because they're concerned about paying a fee. So they think that they're going to lose money or it's going to dip into their profits. But when you're selling property, you don't go into your pocket and give the real estate agent any money. Any money the agent will get comes from the proceeds. So if you think about it,
Right.
if you give the agent your property to list for you, you're not going to pay them anything. They're going to list their property. They're going to do all the work. They're going to do the viewings, staging. They're going to do everything. You don't take any money out of your pocket and give the real estate agent at all. They're going to do all the work.
Right.
Any money comes from in the end, and it comes through the sale or the proceed of sales. If you have a property to sell, contact a real estate agent. Contact me. And you don't have to pay any money out of pocket. Your property will get sold without you initially pulling any of your personal money out. Don't worry about that. Just go ahead
Most,
and use an agent. And the last thing for persons who are going to do purchases, especially when you're younger, please start saving for the deposit, the down payment from early, because that's one of the hardest part to get. In terms of the mortgage, banks and NHT financial institutions will lend you that, but the deposit, they want to see what you have because they want you to put some skin in the game to show that you're serious. So I recommend as early as possible just to starting putting money aside for your down payment, so that when you're ready to
right.
buy, you do have the money available. All right, that's it.
Most definitely. All right. Thank you so much, Raylan.
Thank you,
It's been a pleasure, man. Been a pleasure having you on today. And, for anybody who, has actually, who wants to actually work with Raylan, have him as their real estate agent. His contact details was actually placed on the screen. I'll place it on the screen again. And, you can definitely work with him through that. if you're a real estate agent and you want to go ahead and actually, have a discussion with us about, marketing for you, you can reach us, book a meeting with me at meetings.com/PTS/real estate, right? And we'll have a quick conversation to basically discuss, how we can actually market for you, generate leads while you sleep, and also get you more listings, every single month. All right. So again, that's meetings.hubspot.com/PTS/real estate. And we can talk even tomorrow. All right. Once I have availability, we'll go ahead and talk and we'll definitely take it from there. All right. So thank you so much for viewing. Thank you so much again, Raylon, for joining us today. And we will get you the next episode next week, Thursday again. So look out for our next episode next week, Thursday, as we continue to talk to real estate agents on the Promise to Succeed. See you. Take care. Bye.
All right.